All right, district breakdown time. We are talking non-5A Division One with Jon Poorman from the Houston Chronicle. Uh, as we saw, they had realignment, but a couple teams petitioned, and then we ended up moving some teams around. So Lufkin's in, Angleton moved over some. But the main thing I want to talk about is Galveston Ball because they have probably the most talented player in the Houston area, and they're not in a district where they can easily blow through like they did last year in Houston ISD. Is that going to help them when it comes playoff times?
Yeah, it's definitely going to help them when the playoffs roll around. They've had some earlier exits the past 2 years, despite some really dominant regular seasons. You look at the past 2 years. For these Houston ISD teams, the 2 year reign of terror from Galveston Ball is finally over. They went 16-0 in district play and outscored their district opponents 1,009 to 74. So that gives you, an idea of the quality of competition they were going up against each and every week in district play, and it really didn't prepare them, for the rigors of the postseason. Especially with the district they were matched up in the by-district round, a really tough district over there. Yeah, I think this is a positive for Galveston Ball. Obviously, now over the past 2 years, these guys are used to winning. They have a lot of great athletes there, led by Jonah Williams, the five-star recruit. They have some really great players there. And I think that they can make this transition. I don't see this as being one of the toughest 5A D1 districts in the state or anything like that, but it'll definitely be a challenge. You know, uh, Port Arthur Memorial is always really good. They'll certainly be in the mix. And Barbers Hill is coming off a great season, although they lose a great quarterback in Cody Fuentes. And then, you throw Lufkin in there too, a historically great program. So it's going to be really interesting to see, these programs kind of mix it up and where everybody lands after, kind of everything that's happened the past 2 years.
Yeah, no, it should be interesting. And you have the two Beaumont teams who are really good in basketball, but it doesn't really translate as well in football as they struggled in there with the North Shores, and they both dropped down into this district. We're going to get any noise out of Baytown Sterling, and to get back on the Barbers Hill thing, how I'll give you a two-part question with that, and then Barbers Hill, how hard is it going to be to replace somebody like Cody Fuentes?
Yeah, I mean, Cody Fuentes, over 40 touchdown passes last year. He was really, the driving force behind that Barbers Hill offense. I think the program has some good momentum there. Obviously, they'll need somebody to step up to that all-important quarterback position. But yeah, it'll be interesting as far as Baytown Sterling goes. It's gonna be tough in this district. It's gonna be tough sledding, as I said before. All the previous teams that we talked about are have been in the playoffs recently. And some of them are perennially really good, and so it's going to be really tough to kind of break in. I mean, and you think about even Westbrook and United from the Beaumont area, coming in this district, like they were playing in arguably the toughest 6A district in the state last year with North Shore and Atascocita and Summer Creek and CE King. So, they didn't fare that well, obviously, last season, but they were still playing a really high level of competition. And so, with them coming down from 6A, that's going to be an interesting factor as well for all of these teams.
Excellent. And another key thing is you look at our 5A Division One, there's no crossover between them and a Dallas district like there had been last couple of years. So if you not only did you want to finish in the playoffs, but you also want to finish 1-2, so you didn't have to travel up to the DFW area for that first round playoffs. You don't have to do that now. You'll probably end up over in Delmar playing playing somebody over there in the Houston ISD district. So that'll be key as well. Jon, we're going to talk about that next district next week, 10-5A Division One. That's Houston ISD and Galena Park. So I'll talk to you next week, brother.
Sounds good.